Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, General Hospital. General Hospital spoilers. Sidwell's next targets. Danny and Aiden. The world of General Hospital has been rocked by the arrival of Jenz Sidwell, Carlo Rota, a dangerous and vengeful figure from Holly Sutton's, Emma Sam's past. With his eyes set on revenge, Sidwell has already made his move, kidnapping Sasha Corbin, Sofia Mattsson, right in front of Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, at the Quartermain Mansion. As General Hospital spoilers suggest, Sidwell has more than one person on his radar, and his thirst for vengeance is far from satisfied. But who will be his next targets, and will the sons of Jason Morgan, Steve Burton and Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, Danny Morgan, Asher Antonyzyn, and Aiden Webber, Tristan Riggs, find themselves caught in Sidwell's deadly game? Sidwell's motivations and first moves. Sidwell's introduction to Port Charles is anything but subtle. His first target, Sasha, was strategically chosen. After all, Holly Sutton, who has a long and complicated history with many in Port Charles, stole diamonds from Sidwell, a move that infuriated him. These diamonds are clearly at the heart of Sidwell's plan, but it's not just about recovering his precious gems. There's also a deep-seated desire for revenge, and he won't hesitate to use innocent people to get what he wants. Sasha's abduction was just the beginning. Sidwell is ruthless, and he made it clear that he isn't afraid to hurt anyone who stands in his way. But while Carly and the others are scrambling to find a way to rescue Sasha, Sidwell has more targets in mind. Targets that could hit even closer to home for Port Charles residents. It seems his thirst for vengeance goes beyond Holly and the diamonds. Sidwell's past in Africa has left him with numerous grudges, and it's likely that anyone who crossed his path during those dark days could find themselves in grave danger. Sidwell's twisted sense of justice means that he doesn't just want to harm those directly responsible for his downfall. He wants to make others suffer for the wrongs he perceives were done to him. This is where Jason Morgan and Lucky Spencer come into play. Danny Morgan and Aiden Webber, innocent victims of their father's past. Jason Morgan and Lucky Spencer are no strangers to danger. Both men have lived lives filled with violence, secrets, and constant threats from enemies looking to take them down. But for all the dangers Jason and Lucky have faced, their sons, Danny and Aiden, have been largely sheltered from the worst of it, at least until now. Sidwell's cruel logic might lead him to one devastating conclusion. The best way to get back at Jason and Lucky is by targeting their sons. The idea of using children to hurt their fathers is not a new one in the world of General Hospital, but it's a particularly chilling possibility now that Sidwell has made his presence known. And with the tension surrounding the diamonds and Holly's involvement, Sidwell could see Danny and Aiden as valuable pawns in his vengeful game. Both Danny and Aiden are at pivotal moments in their lives. Danny just lost his mother, Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, a woman who was always concerned about the dangers Jason's enemies posed to their son. In fact, Sam's greatest fear was that one day, someone would target Danny as a way of getting to Jason. Sam's decision to leave Jason years ago was driven by this fear, but perhaps she was right all along. Danny, though young, has already experienced the trauma of losing his mother. Could he now face the unimaginable, losing his father too? Meanwhile, Aiden Webber is also caught in the crossfire. Lucky Spencer is still rebuilding his relationship with his son after being absent for much of Aiden's life. Elizabeth Webber, Rebecca Herbst, has been more open than ever about giving Lucky a chance to bond with Aiden. But is she about to regret that decision? Lucky is no stranger to danger, and now Aiden, who has been trying to form a meaningful connection with his father, may find himself caught in a deadly situation. The thought of either of these boys being targeted is horrifying, But Sidwell's brutal approach to revenge suggests that he's willing to go to any lengths to cause pain and suffering. Danny and Aiden could easily find themselves on the wrong side of Sidwell's wrath, just as Sasha did. If Sidwell believes that hurting Jason and Lucky through their children is the most effective way to make them suffer, then Danny and Aiden may soon be in the aftermath of Sam's death, a haunting fear. For Jason, the recent loss of Sam has been a devastating blow. Sam was not only the love of his life, but also the mother of his son, Danny. Losing her has left a gaping hole in Jason's life, and the fact that he now has to navigate his grief while worrying about his son's safety only makes matters worse. Sam was always the one to worry about Danny's well-being, especially in the face of the many enemies Jason has made throughout his life. And now, with Sam gone, Jason is left with that same fear, but without the strength of his partner to help him. Could Sidwell's decision to target Danny be the fulfillment of Sam's greatest fear? As much as Jason has fought to keep his son out of harm's way, Danny may have already unknowingly stepped into the crosshairs of one of his father's most dangerous enemies. What makes the situation even more terrifying is that Sidwell is not just interested in the diamonds Holly stole from him. He seems just as focused on making people suffer for their past transgressions. If Danny becomes a target for Sidwell, it won't just be about retrieving the diamonds. It will be about inflicting as much pain as possible on Jason, a man Sidwell clearly despises. Lucky Spencer and the struggle to be a father. Lucky Spencer's return to Port Charles has not been without its challenges. After being absent from his son's life for over a decade, Lucky is trying to reconnect with Aiden. Elizabeth, though supportive, is understandably cautious. She wants what's best for Aiden and is concerned about what could happen if Lucky's dangerous past resurfaces. But Elizabeth's concerns are about to take on a whole new meaning. Sidwell's presence in Port Charles could create new tensions for Lucky and Elizabeth, especially if Aiden is targeted. Aiden, who has already struggled with feelings of abandonment, will be forced to confront even greater fears if Sidwell's plan plays out. Lucky's attempts to make amends with his son could be completely shattered if Aiden is hurt or, worse, killed. Lucky will have to make a difficult choice between protecting Aiden and confronting the very forces that have haunted him for years. As the tension rises, Lucky may have to face the harsh truth. There are no guarantees that his son will be safe, no matter how hard he tries to make up for lost time. Sidwell's cold, calculated targeting of children could leave Lucky feeling helpless and desperate. And even if Lucky can rescue Aiden from Sidwell's grasp, will he ever truly be able to rebuild the trust and bond he's lost with his son? The final showdown. Will Sidwell's plot be foiled? At the heart of the Sidwell storyline lies a dark question. How far is he willing to go to achieve his twisted form of justice? If he truly plans to harm Danny and Aiden, then Port Charles will be faced with an impossible challenge, saving these innocent children while stopping Sidwell from wreaking more havoc. With Jason, Lucky, and even Holly potentially in Sidwell's line of fire, the residents of Port Charles will need to come together to defeat this ruthless antagonist. But Sidwell's complex plan could prove difficult to foil, especially when he seems just as focused on revenge as he is on recovering the diamonds. Will Danny and Aiden escape Sidwell's wrath, or will their father's past come back to haunt them? As Sidwell's plan unfolds, the stakes for the people of Port Charles have never been higher. Fans of General Hospital will be on the edge of their seats as the tension builds, wondering who will be next in Sidwell's sights, and whether anyone can stop him before it's too late. Conclusion. With the calm making his dangerous presence felt in Port Charles, the future of Danny Morgan and Aiden Webber hangs in the balance. As the fathers of these boys, Jason and Lucky are about to face their greatest fears. Can they protect their sons from the wrath of a man who has nothing to lose? Or will they be forced to watch as their children are pulled into a deadly web of vengeance? Only time will tell how this storyline will unfold, but one thing is for certain. The tension is just beginning to rise, and Port Charles will never be the same again. Stay tuned as General Hospital dives deeper into Sidwell's vengeful plot, and watch as the stakes for Danny and Aiden grow ever higher. General Hospital spoilers. Sidwell next targets Danny and Aiden. General Hospital spoilers tease that Jenz Sidwell, Carlo Rota, is in Port Charles, and he has several axes to grind. His first stop, once he arrived in town, was the Quartermain mansion, where he kidnapped Sasha Corbin, Sofia Mattsson, right in front of Carly Spencer, Laura Wright. Sidwell wants the diamonds that Holly Sutton, Emma Sams, took from him, so he targeted her daughter in order to use her as leverage to get his precious gems back. General Hospital spoilers. Jenz Sidwell has other targets as well. Anyone who crossed paths with Sidwell in Africa could potentially face his wrath. There's very little chance he will let Sasha live, even if Holly brings him the diamonds. He seems just as interested in revenge. That means Dr. Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson, Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, and Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, could all find themselves in danger. But maybe Sidwell wants to take something even more valuable from them. GH spoilers. Danny Morgan and Aiden Webber may pay for the sins of their fathers. Both Jason and Lucky have teenage sons, Danny Morgan, Asher Antonyzyn, and Aiden Webber, Tristan Riggs. Perhaps just like with Sasha, Sidwell believes the best way to hurt Jason and Danny is to go through their children. That means either Danny or Aiden, or both, could be next on Sidwell's target list. And since it's Holly who has the diamonds, perhaps he won't demand any type of ransom and plan to kill both boys to hurt their fathers. General Hospital spoilers. Danny Morgan just lost his mother. Danny's mother, Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, just passed away last week. Her greatest concern was always that Jason's enemies would target Danny in order to get back at Jason. That's the whole reason Sam left Jason in the first place all those years ago. Could she have been right all along? Meanwhile, Lucky is getting to know Aiden all over again after being away for over a decade. Elizabeth Webber, Rebecca Herbst, has been much more open about Lucky getting to know Aiden. Will she come to regret it?